One among the components of finalizing the process of coming to America, if you are the winner of the diversity visa lottery, is to have the address of where are you going to stay in the United States. We usually refer as finding a host. So in this particular situation, I want to address so many questions related to finding a host. Questions like, how do you find a host if you are the DV lottery winner? That's number one. Number two, who is a good host? Number three, what are the things should you consider if you have to get a host, or if you have more than one person agrees to become your host? What should you consider, one host over the other, that I'm going to this person over the other one? I believe those will be able to capture some of the important things with regard to the host. Welcome everyone. EBM talking to you from Missouri, United States of America. I want you to do 2-3 favors for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my videos, like this particular video. By doing that, more energy. You know, I have a lot of energy to make all these videos. So more likes, more views, more subscribers. It's just like a robot being energetic, getting extra whatever, electricity or something, energy, to be able to make more videos. So I want, first and foremost, people should distinguish between the address you are supposed to fill in the diversity visa lottery application and the address you are supposed to fill after winning the diversity visa lottery. There are some people think that the address which you need to put when you are filling the visa is the address, the address which you're supposed to fill when you are filling or you are applying the diversity visa is the mailing address of the United States. No. During the application of the lottery, you put the address of where you are. When you win, on the visa application form, there is a place that says, put the address where you'll be staying in the United States. That address is the one they are going to send the actual green card to your address. There is no place in that form, the DS-260, the diversity, the Department of State visa number 260. There is no on immigrant visa where they say, who is your host? No. The question is, where are you going to stay in America is the address. You can put the address without the name of anybody. You can put the name Ernest B. Makulilo, and the address, or you can put my address without the whatever. So that is number one. It's just the address. So I want for you on the second part of this one to know that your host is not your sponsor. Diversity visa lottery is not a green card by sponsorship. Don't confuse being sponsored under family process, being sponsored by the employer under the green card by employment is vastly different ball game when it comes to green card by lottery. The government is the one who guarantees it. So you don't have any other sponsor. Your green card is not going to be given based on the status of your sponsor, or on this person you are saying, oh, this is my host. Your host has nothing to do. Your host doesn't give you green card. But if you get married to American citizen is the one giving you green card, is the one sponsoring you, is the one is going to fill the form to tell the government that I'm married to this person, I want you to give this card to this one. But your host doesn't fill any visa, any form to say that give the visa to this person. No, you are not hosting by sponsoring. You are just giving the place to stay. Because most of you, is your first time to come to America, maybe you don't have an apartment here. It's just like if you're already in America, you put the address. You don't say, okay, let me put the sponsor. Oh, no, there's no sponsor. If you're already in America, put the address where you'll be staying. That's where I'm staying already here. You see, what does that mean? That if you're already in the US, you fill the visa form, you're already here. The address will be here. They are not going to ask, tell me who is your sponsor. No, there is no sponsor in the diversity visa lottery. I agree, there are some of the embassies is not required. In the processes, in the requirement, there are some of the embassies might request to see the financial status of the host or someone, just in case you are going to be broke, will be there as covering on your financial responsibilities to fill the affidavit of support form. But not all embassies, but filling the affidavit of support still is not a sponsorship. Sponsorship by green card is someone, without that person, and you cannot get it. Like, you are married to an American citizen, a US citizen is going to sponsor you. That is not about money, it's about the status of someone is allowed by that status to give you another status. So let's finish that one. So how do you get a person who can host in America? There are various ways. I give you various ways. Number one, depends on where you are originally from. If you are from Asia, if you are from East Africa, if you are from West Africa or Southern Africa, you can start by looking on your phone book. Who do you know is in the United States? And remember, the place or the person who is going to host you is any person who is in America. It's just the person will give you the address where you're going to stay, where you're going to sleep, where the card will be sent. So that means that person can be international student, that person can be a green card holder, that person can be a US citizen, that person can be someone who is having H1 visa, like is working here. So as long as a person is, just to be in a safe side, have a person who is legally in America, will be helping you. Someone who doesn't have a criminal background, you do not know, but you know someone if he's doing bad things. So can be anybody. That's something you know, the address. So if you know any friend in America, you can try to ask. So you don't need to ask one person, you can ask multiple people. Will you be able to host me? Can I stay at your home? I'll come to talk about the time. Can I stay at your home? That will be able to help you. That's number one. You can try to look on people you know. Your friends already, if you have friends already here. A friend of a friend can be able to connect you. That's why sometimes it's not too much secret if you win the DV lottery. Because if your friend knows a friend, can connect you. For instance, one person won the DV lottery. I didn't know that person. That person was a friend of another person. The other person contacted me to ask to host the person. I said, I cannot host you because the same year I'm hosting my nephew. But I can ask a friend. So I asked a friend, accepted, and they've been living in the same house since then, and they are paying the same bills, whatever. So you see, sometimes it can be a friend of a friend connected to another person until that way. Another way is you have to start finding people on groups, because in Facebook we might find the Tanzanian Association in the US or Ghanaian Association in the US. Even from Ghana, find the association, East African community. Whatever it is, find the people in that particular area, go and write in detail. Don't go that, oh, I want the DV lottery, can any person? No, my name is so-and-so, I'm from this country, I have won the diversity visa lottery. Is the greatest opportunity for me to come to America. One of the things which I'm required to have is to have a host, or to have the address where I'll go to stay. I do not know anybody in America. Is there any person willing to discuss with me if they can be able, I can be able to stay at their home? We can discuss about how many days and what are other requirements or the agreement. Then I can be able to connect with you. Simple like that. So you can use that one into different WhatsApp groups. Twitter, you can post on your Twitter if you have a Twitter account. Use social media in your own advantage. Don't use social media just to go to watch comedy or to watch just highlights of the soccer or NBA, basketball, whatever, all this kind of thing. Apart from that, if you are Muslim, find local mosque or Muslim associations, try to connect with them. If you are Catholic, to find Catholic communities. If you are Anglican church, whatever, write to the pastor, minister, whatever. Write to them, to that congregation. Ask them, I want this one, this opportunity. Can I get one person to help me out? That is another way you can be able to find a host. Through those ways, you'll be able to get that one. If you don't get out of those one, you can go and specifically say another way. You don't need to say this will be the last resort, that I have won the DV lottery. You find someone, can you host me and I'll be paying a rent for at least a month or 2 months to stay at your place. Someone will be able to accept you direct that way. Because I cannot go and find the apartment because I don't have the credit history, I don't know wherever. I have to have the address in advance so that I can put it there. So someone will be, oh, you can agree, pay me $300 per month. So stay here, I need $600. When you come here, the first day before you get into my house, give me my money. You can decide to agree on that. So that is another way on how you can get a host. So, all the address to put there. At the US Embassy on the interview, they will ask which state are you going, or who is your host. Oh, so how do you know the person? So it's just a friend of a friend. Or I just met the person here and you get connected, kind of that. They don't care much about that. So that is something you need to know. So assume you did it that way and you got maybe 3 people have agreed you to host you. Who will be the good host? Number one, for me, I'll look about the state. Which state all these people are from. For instance, the person I talked to, the winner from Tanzania, already had one host in South or North Dakota, something like that. And the another one, my friend is, another person I connect, was in Arizona. So in South and North Dakota is extremely, extremely cold. They are very small state. Maybe sometimes, I don't know about the nature of opportunities, I've never been there. But in Arizona is a bigger state. It's a little bit hot, whatever. And there are more opportunities in Arizona. I know that. So that way it was easier to go to Arizona. So sometimes you look that way. You look which state is better in terms of opportunities. Which one is, I mean, depending on what you like. Do you want to look at more urban, you want more rural, medium? Which one is easier to get a job? Which one is easier, whatever these opportunities is up to you. But for me, I will not look into New York, whatever. If I can run away from those big states with high cost of living, I have to avoid in all costs. I'll move away from those ones. But it's up to you what you prefer. Some people, they enjoy that greatness of New York City. That's up to you. What you like most. But other things to consider, once you get the host, if you have more than one, even if you have one, you have to talk details in advance to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Meaning, you have to talk, for instance, how long are you going to stay there? What are the expectations? Should I be paying the rent? Or will I be contributing to the food? Or if you have children, am I contributing into helping out with the children? Because there are some people, you might come there and they expect you to be babysitter, but they haven't talked to you. So you can be having a crush unnecessarily. But if you come there and the person says, okay, I need you for you to contribute maybe 200 because of these bills, you talk in advance. And my plan is I will plan to stay 2 months, 3 months, it's okay. But if it's 6 months, it's okay. It's better to have not a written agreement. even to talk about it so that you can all be on the same page. That will be able to help you a lot, both of you, to have unnecessary conflicts. Even if you have relative, don't take it for granted. Remember, your relative is already lives in America, might have American expectation already. And you, because 4 years ago you know the person, but the person is going different lifestyle now. So is assuming if you are here, you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4. It's better to talk these kind of things in advance. That is another important thing for you to consider when you get a good host. And another thing, your host is not a person to carry you everywhere. The host might be there to give an overall guidance. Oh, you want to apply? There is a website called Indeed, or there is this, but you have to ask. If you don't ask, some people don't like to start talking unnecessary things. So if you want to know how can I get a job, you can ask your host. We'll give you guidance. But if you just sit down, you are waiting your host to find a job for you, you are waiting the host to take you with the car, and every single day is your responsibility to figure out transportation. This way, if you have any question, ask to the host. So those are some of the important things you need to consider when you are looking for a host. And once you look all those kind of things to avoid unnecessary conflict and disappointments once you come here. Because sometimes you might say, oh, this person was a bad person, but you didn't talk together before or in advance so that you can know, you can be both on the same page. So you have to be on the same page. Otherwise, you'll be disappointed and go to destroy your relationship without any problem. Unnecessary things could be avoided at all costs. So those are some of the things on how to get a host, and if you get a host, what to expect from the host. Thank you. Remember to subscribe.